Rainbow Sherbert always hits the spot. But what's poppin', my Poke people? It's your boy Poke Perk, and I have here a Thwackey Twilight Masquerade stamp pre-release kit, and I'm gonna open this because I don't even know what cards they put in the Thwackey one, but I'm gonna go over it, and then I'm gonna see what I would change for the pre-release. But before that, you guys seen that I made the Infernape Twilight Masquerade pre-release deck video. It is on my channel now. These are some of the pulls that I have so far from Twilight Masquerade, being the Cornerstone Ogerpon, Sinistra EX, Torkoal Illustration Rare, and the Perrin Full Art. So nice. Now I have a box somewhere else. It's probably in my card that I had more pulls from as well. So there's the trainer tips. Can't give the code card out, it's for channel members. But trainer tips for this kit right here. Luminous energy simultaneously counts as dark energy to activate Okidogi, Monkey Dory, and Pheasandipity's ability, while also paying for their different fighting or psychic attack costs. Good luck, trainer. That's insane, because those cards actually do some crazy abilities and hit for some serious damage. Thwackey is a support Pokemon who prefers to sit on the bench, as its own ability only works when a Pokemon with the Festival lead ability like Dipplin is in your active spot. Use Thwackey's Boom Boom Groove ability to search your deck for any card, like the Festival Ground Stadium card. With Festival Grounds in play, Dipplin's Festival lead ability turns on, allowing you to attack twice in a single turn, and Dipplin can hit for some damage. Florges is comfortable being either a frontline attacker or a support Pokemon. Its captivating invitation ability helps your other Pokemon take key knockouts on your opponent's weaker Pokemon such as Grookey, Chimchar, or Snorunt. Pheasandipity also makes an appearance as an excellent aggressive attacker. Its Adrena Pheromone ability provides staying power, as it can potentially nullify your opponent's attacks, which it can, because they got to flip a coin if they want to do damage, and they have to get heads in order to use it. Sorry guys, I took a second because I seen my other box, but my other pulls were Dragapult EX, which is extraordinarily playable. Put 6 damage counters on your opponent's bench Pokemon in any way, like plus 200 damage to the active. And I also have the Froslass Illustration Rare, which is also the ability 10 damage counters on any Pokemon that has an ability. And I happen to get the Tatsugiri deck as well, which I'll make another video for that. So that's pretty cool. Just kind of forgot about it. But let's go over the Thwackey pre-release deck. So obviously you get the Thwackey Twilight Masquerade stamped card, Boom Boom Groove. Once during your turn, if your active Pokemon has the Festival lead ability, you may search your deck for a card and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Beat 50 energy. So that one card that I would look for if I didn't already have it out would be Festival Grounds. So there's your Thwackadaki. Florges, Captivating Invitation. Once during your turn, you may flip a coin. If heads, switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. The new active Pokemon is now confused. Amazing ability. Can work from the bench or active. Magical Shot takes 2 energy, 120 damage. That's murderous in pre-release. So you get 1, 2 of those. And then you get Floette, Minor Errand Running. Search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards. Reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Pretty beneficial, especially if you need the energy. Spinning Attack, 40 damage. I think Floette works better in the Infernape deck because Infernape is an energy accelerator. So you get 1, 2 of those. Flabebe, Bind Wound, heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon. Fairy Wind, 10. 1, 2. Rillaboom. Obviously is a super strong Pokemon. Drum Beating, 60 damage. During your opponent's next turn, attacks used by the defending Pokemon cost 1 colorless energy more, and its retreat cost is also 1 colorless energy more. Amazing attack. Woodhammer, 180 damage. This Pokemon also does 50 damage to itself, which isn't bad, especially if you have Flabebe. So you get 1. Then you get the Thwackey. Obviously, we just went over the Boom Boom Groove, so that's 2 Thwackey, 3 Thwackey, And then you got Grookey, Smash Kick 10, Branch Poke 30. 1, 2. So why do I have 3 Thwackeys and only 2 Grookey? That doesn't make any sense. Dipplin, Festival Lead. If Festival Grounds is in play, this Pokemon may use an attack it has twice. Crazy. If the first attack knocks out your opponent's active Pokemon, you may attack again after your opponent chooses a new active Pokemon. Do the Wave 20 times. This attack does 20 damage for each of your benched Pokemon. So, obviously, you just want to fill that bench up with 5 because that's 100 damage. Then you do it again, that's 20. I mean, that's 200. That's insane. So you get 1. Then Applin, Tumbling Attack, 10 damage. Let's flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 20 more damage. So that's 30 altogether. And then, obviously, we know Pheasantipity is extra strong. Adrena Pheromone. If this Pokemon has any dark energy attached to it and is damaged by an attack, flip a coin. If heads, prevent that damage. Crazy. That's the Luminous Energy. Also, Energy Feather, which the Luminous Energy stimulates this as well. This attack does 30 damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. Crazy strong. Youngster. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 5 cards. Beautiful supporter. Youngster again. Jacques. Search your deck for up to 2 evolution Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Need that for Thwackey Boy. Picnicker, flip a coin. If heads, draw 4 cards. If tails, draw 2. That's super beneficial. Festival Grounds. Each Pokemon that has any energy attached, both yours and your opponent's, recover from all special conditions and can't be affected by special conditions. We need that for Thwackey. In Festival Lead. Buddy Poffin. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less and put them onto your bench. Good way to start your bench out. Rare Candy, choose one of your basic Pokemon in play. If you have a Stage 2 card in your hand that evolves from that Pokemon, put that card into your basic Pokemon to evolve it, skipping to Stage 1. You can't use this card during your first turn or on a basic Pokemon that was put into play this turn. Ultra Ball. Discard 2 cards from your hand, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Rescue Board. The retreat cost of the Pokemon this card is attached to is 1 colorless energy less. If that Pokemon's remaining HP is 30 or less, it has no retreat cost. Beautiful. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Leaf Energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Psychic Energy. And 2 Luminous Energy. Now let me go through my stack of cards that I did pull from loose packs and see what I would change. Alright, my Poke people. So I took out Youngster. I took out both Youngsters because I'm not really worried about having a bad hand in a pre-release, to be honest. Now, if this was a 60 card deck, I would keep one of these at least for beneficial purposes. Say I don't have extra bench Pokemon, then I can do that. But that's 2 that I've taken out. I took out a Florges and a Floette because I just feel like these are more beneficial in the Infernape deck to boost your energy and whatnot. But so what I added another Dipplin since you only get 1, and another Dipplin. So Applin and Dipplin, so I can hopefully get that Festival Lead out there because I got Find a Friend, which I can find a Pokemon, reveal it, put it into my hand, and then I can do the wave, you know what I mean? So then I also added a Poltergeist, a new Pokemon. Storehouse Hideaway. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, prevent all damage from attacks, from and effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. Hook does 10 damage. Obviously, I wouldn't play that in my active spot, but Sinistra, Cursed Drop. Put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. That's dope. So I can spread it out across the board. And then Spill the Tea. Discard up to 3 Leaf Energy cards from your Pokemon, any Pokemon, not just this. This attack does 70 damage for each card you discarded in this way. So, super beneficial. Super beneficial on how I would build that deck, because now, this is my attacker. This is what I want to happen. That's what I want, right? But then if I build my bench, my hopeful bench would be the Sinistra, Thwackey, you know, and then maybe Florges, and then a Pheasantipity, right? Because that would just be, the bench is stacked, right, at that point. That's what I would want to happen. So I would have Florges for its ability to flip a coin and switch out the bench. Because then this, if I have Festival Grounds in play as well, now Dipplin can attack twice. So since there's 5 Pokemon on the bench, that does 100 damage. That's crazy, right? That's insane. And since Festival Grounds is in play, I hit again for another 100 damage. And then since Thwackey is in play, once during your turn your active Pokemon has the Festival lead, you can search your deck for a card and put it into your hand. That means any card that I want. So that means I can literally just start searching for energies that I want to use, or the Luminous Energy for Pheasantipity and whatnot. It's really, really not a bad way to start this deck out. So that's how I would change it. I would only take those 4 cards out with the cards that I had pulled previously. Now, I'm going to go over Pheasantipity, right? So, Pheasantipity. You play in Pheasantipity. The Luminous Energy. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides every type of energy, provides 1 energy at a time. If the Pokemon this card is attached to has any other special energy attached, this card provides colorless energy instead. So, if this Pokemon has any dark energy attached and is damaged by an attack, flip a coin. If heads, prevent that damage. So that acts as the dark energy. But that's while it's attached and it isn't doing anything. Now, when you go to attack, it does act as the psychic energy. So now you're activating its ability and attack at the same time. So Pheasantipity does 30 per energy attached to it. So it can be any energy. It doesn't have to be the psychic because of the Luminous Energy. So say I have a grass and a psychic. Now he's hitting for 90. And they have to flip a coin to attack it. So Pheasantipity, Okie Dokie, Monkey Dory, they're all broken. Right? So Dipplin's attacking twice. Sinistra, I can put 4 damage counters on the Pokemon any way I want. And then spill the tea. So how that would work is, say I have my bench out. They're all sitting here. That has a grass, that has a grass, this has a grass. I can discard up to 3 leaf. So 1, 2, 3. Now that's hitting for 70, 70, 70. Insane damage. It doesn't have the highest HP count, but it hits hard. Now let me show you how to play at a pre-release. Okay, Poke people, so at a Pokemon pre-release, you would draw 7 cards. 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's how it is at a regular Pokemon event as well. But pre-release is a 40 card deck, regular is 60. Pre-release is 4 prize cards, regular is 6. Right? And also, at a Pokemon pre-release, you can have any amount of Pokemon with the same name in your deck as you want. Normally, you're only allowed to have 4. So say you had 10 Pikachus in your deck, that's allowed, but technically you're only allowed 4. Except for Ace-Specs. Ace-Specs, you're still only allowed to have 1. So you draw 7 cards. You look for a basic Pokemon, which I did pull, right? Because if you didn't, then you're screwed. Then you got to reshuffle. So I put that Pokemon on the bench. I go back to my deck. And do 4 prize cards. So 2, 3, 4, right? And then my opponent goes. So say my opponent draws no bench Pokemon. Then I am allowed to draw an extra card from my deck. And so on and so forth. That is called a mulligan. Now, let me go over what a mulligan is. So, say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so say I draw 7 cards from my deck in the beginning of the match. And these are my 7 cards. And there is no basic Pokemon in my hand. Right? I show my opponent that I have no basic Pokemon, and now I have to shuffle it back in. That is called a mulligan. Now the opponent is allowed to take an extra card from their deck on their first turn, or before they start their first turn, and they get an extra draw per mulligan. So you always want to give your deck a really, really good shuffle before you start the match to give yourself a better chance of drawing a basic Pokemon. Now, to take your prize cards, right? Say I got Grookey out, they got Poltergeist out, right? I'm up. Grookey attacks and knocks Poltergeist out. So I get to take my prize card, put it in my hand. But since they have no basic Pokemon left on the bench, you automatically win the game. Pretty cool. Now say they have Poltergeist, but they also have Flabébé on the bench. Now, I attack Poltergeist, knock him out. They bring Flabébé up, but I get my prize card. So, the match ends whenever you knock all your opponent's Pokemon out and they have no Pokemon left on the bench. Game. It also ends if you take all 4 prize cards, or if your opponent cannot draw for turn. Guys, listen. I hope this helps you. I hope you use some of my tactics on your pre-release journey. Go ahead and watch my Pokemon Twilight Masquerade pre-release openings. I have 2 up right now. I also have the Infernape deck list up on my channel as well. Go ahead, check that out. That one's a lot better. The deck does so much better. It's an energy accelerator. And I show you how to use Arcanine as a Froslass counter. So go ahead and hit that like, drop a comment down below. Tell me if you've opened up any Twilight Masquerade, if you're going to a pre-release, and subscribe to the channel with notifications. Peace.